This is me post recording this video. I'm editing it right now. I'm just saying this at the start. I don't know what was going on while I was making this video. I don't know why I was like this. I don't know like why I was so out of it that day when I was recording. So this video is a bit off track and there's a lot of corrections I had to make in post. This is the only one that's gonna be like this. It's just because I hadn't done this in ages and I was really tired, but I wanted to get it over with. I wanted to get back to the commentaries, and this was kind of a hurdle I had to get over. Mostly because I didn't remember much about the game, but yeah, just this is just a disclaimer slash apology. This video is very all over the place in terms of quality, so I apologize. I'm probably not. I am not gonna re-record it because like I can only have my first reactions to stuff once, I suppose, and I don't feel like recording another hour and a half long video. So I'm sorry about that, but like it's still watchable. I just have to make some corrections and all. And also the audio is a bit messed up, but generally you can still hear me for most of it. That's all. I'm sorry. Hello everyone. It's been a long time, but today I'm doing the developer commentary for Merry Christmas Nobody. Bit late. It is February, and I did kind of want to do it on Christmas, but I just couldn't bring myself to. So this is Merry Christmas Nobody. It's a game I made in December of 2024. Three. Oh no. About 3 years ago, well, it's 2026 now, even though it's January or February or whatever. But, well, it's more like 2 years ago, but still, I can't believe that. I remember working on this game. I remember working on all of them, funny enough. This is how things work, actually. So this was a game I made in, about 2 weeks, I'd say. It wasn't originally for a game jam, but I eventually did submit it to a game jam, 7-Day FPS 2023, which I then participated in the next year with Sheet Metal, and I didn't last year, because I didn't have anything. But yeah, this is a game I made this right off of Outpost 58, but unlike Outpost 58 and stuff like that, I have like no development footage. I have no logs or like anything of this. I couldn't even find any early screenshots or anything anywhere. It's not like I wiped it. I made this game in such a short amount of time and never shared it with anyone that like I can't. There's no, a lot of the like development stuff on this is just completely gone. And I really don't remember that much. It'll probably come back to me whenever I play it, but I really don't remember that much like trivia and stuff about it, so it's gonna be a hard one. It has been a hard one to try and tackle. But this is a weird one. This is one of the only ones I haven't made the assets for myself. In fact, I'm pretty sure this is my only like low poly game where I've used free models, and while it looks alright, I mean, like, I don't know, I can make better stuff nowadays in 2 weeks, but for what it is, I'm sure it looked fine, at least from what I can remember. I'm gonna need to cut so much of this. I'm so tired. I haven't done this in so long. Anyways, around the time Outpost 58 kind of got popular, in quotation marks, as in 1,000 downloads or whatever, that's supposedly popular, people kind of were asking for like a sequel and stuff like that, and by people I mean like 1 or 2 people in the comments, but people were asking for a sequel, and I just don't want to, which is like, I don't need to. I don't have to like make a sequel if I don't want to. But the problem is, I like, back then, I think I've already talked about this in other devlogs, but I kind of like, how would I put this? I kind of like started growing an ego back then, and so I would make this into like a bigger deal than it was. I would act like people were constantly asking me to make a sequel when like, no, like it was 1 guy, 2 guys maybe in the comment section. But I was really salty about it. I really didn't want to make a sequel, so instead I made this game, and I'm glad I made this instead. This is a natural evolution of the formula established in Outpost 58. I'd say it's a much better game than Outpost 58. I still wouldn't call this a very good game though. There's a lot of issues with it. I don't really have much more to say. Main theme was done by my friend Miles, as always. Well, not as always. You know what I mean. Who did a really good job. I think this is one of my favorite like bits of music that has been in one of my games. I think the main menu theme for this game is really good. Other than that, there hasn't been much like to say externally. Like, there's not much to dive into beforehand, and I might be forgetting something because I haven't done one of these in like months. But like, I don't know. I think I'll just play the game. This is unheard of. Okay, so I'm extracting the folder now. I'm not sure if there's like anything extra in the folder. No, it's like, this is a really barren release for me. Like, barren. This is a really barren release for me. I don't think there's anything that like, I don't know. I guess I'll just play it. Cover your ears because this is gonna be loud. We've got this loading screen, or like this opening screen. Warning, while this game is not an overly scary game, it does contain topics that some viewers might find disturbing. No, it does not. Not in this. I do not know what it's talking about at all. I'm being said, I don't know what this is. This game has no save system. It doesn't. Make sure you have 10 to 30 minutes. It's reasonable. Please don't rush the game unless you want to. Well, yeah, a lot of objects can be interacted with, so look at them if you're interested. Yeah. I made this mostly because I would see my friends or like people play Outpost 58 and kind of just not interact with anything. That's not to say people didn't interact with stuff, and I'm very like grateful that people even played the game in the first place. But again, I told you, like, I had like a slight ego, and I was like, no, people had to experience the game the way I want it to be. But like, I think this is a fairly harmless warning. You press enter, and here's the main menu. It is dog shit. This is bad. It's not terrible, but like, could have added like a transparent like black background to this just to dim it a bit, but whatever. Do the credits. I'm not gonna press the credits because I know there's like actual credits in this game, and I don't want it to just play the credits. So we'll skip that for now. That's about it. I mean, we've got this snow is literally ripped from Outpost 58, I believe, like one for one. This is just the same snow, same particle system and everything. I'll get into these assets whenever we get to that part of the game. I have a lot to say about the assets. Actually, this was like one of this and Stranded Among the Stars had like a really weird way of making assets. I hadn't gotten my workflow down yet, so it was quite weird. Let's play. That's what we're doing. This is fine. I think it looks alright. It doesn't look amazing, but like, it's passable, I think. Why is that there? That baseball bat is from Job Well Done. I believe it might have been Killer Clowns, but I think that's Job Well Done. It's a huge baseball bat. We still have this character controller, by the way, that doesn't like you know what I mean? Like, it's the same one where you get stuck on stuff constantly. You go faster diagonally than if you do when you're just walking forward, and there's jitter and everything like that. All the fun things. It's still the whatchamacallit. It's still the Jess Case one. And I still used it for a very long time. But we're kind of getting to the end of when I started. But we're kind of getting to like the end of when I stopped using it. But we're still using it for now, so. Oh, I found this bat in a dumpster in an alleyway. Okay, so that's like an actual reference to Job Well Done. Job Well Done was in development alongside this game for a bit, and so I was sneaking in like a lot of assets and like teasers towards Job Well Done, the game that I'm never gonna fucking finish, but I want to at some point. And so I haven't really explained the premise of that game that much, but the game opens with you falling into a dumpster in an alleyway, and so it's a find a spot in a dumpster in an alleyway. Ha ha ha. I don't really have much more to say on that. Is there like anything else we can interact with? This is a bedroom, by the way, if you couldn't tell. With this house, I did have some help from my friend Logan, who helped me design, like make sure the house made sense architecture. I had my friend Logan help with this house, or like the design of the house, or like the floor plan, and I had them help with like making sure it made sense, because they're doing like engineering and architecture and stuff like that. So, you know, I needed them to help me with the house design a tiny bit. So that's, you know, it's not perfect. It was to my ability, but like it's a more realistic house than I could have done on my own. So yeah. We got a tape player here. Can I interact with that? No. That is also from Job Well Done. That's another tease towards Job Well Done. Computer. No, what a boring game. We can't interact with anything. Oh. A box. I'm still getting adjusted to this house. Okay, this is... I do like this intro. Honestly, it's a good bait and switch. Let's check this out sometime. A bin filled with garbage. That's a model from... That's just the same model from Outpost. I should take this out sometime. That's another model from Job Well Done. That TV's from Outpost 58. I don't know what is that supposed to be. That is not a keyboard. And what is it? Is that the mouse? That's the computer. Whatever. I mean, it all comes across well. Like, you can tell what it is. I'm gonna leave this room now. I don't think there's much else to do. I tried having this door open and close. I remember. I tried having a system where you could press E to open and close the door, but it would constantly break, so I just made it open forever. What is this? What is this? Also, I'm noticing how terrible the shadow quality is right now. I'm not sure if it's always like that, or if it's like a my computer thing, because my computer's been having issues lately. Yeah, the shadows are really messed up right now. I think this is supposed to be incense, or like I'll put it up on screen. It's supposed to be whatever that is. Yeah. Looking back on it, I don't know how this house makes sense architecturally, because like, what is it? What is that corner? Maybe that's goated actually. Maybe it's kind of epic actually. Windows with blatant Z fighting on them, and you have your bird sounds coming from them. This is just a screenshot from Job Well Done. A painting of some weird futuristic environment. I guess the painter got the future wrong. A little nod to what's about to happen. Yeah, you got the kitchen. Stick it away. Don't put the bug. A glass. I'll put it away someday. All of this like the snap dialogue is cool that I added it, but like, it doesn't add anything. Typically nowadays when I write interact dialogue or something like that, I tend to have like 3 rules, which are or like 3 things that the dialogue should be. It should be at least one of the 3 things. It should either be funny, or like a joke, or like something charming to say. It should either give you like world building or lore, or it should give you a hint as to like what you're supposed to do. But a lot of this is just nothing. Like what does this tell me? That the character is lazy? Wow, okay. We already knew that from the boxes and stuff like that in the garbage. So that's a Job Well Done screenshot. You can see the actual, like, what the actual footage looked like on my channel. I think I still have old footage of that on my YouTube channel. You just look up Job Well Done in there. Maybe if I check the footage, more food will appear. It's Reddit relatable funny. Reddit relatable funny. When I was small, I used to call these microwaves. This is a joke from Logan. Not much more to say. At the time, they would just call them microwaves all the time, so I put that in since they helped me make the house. That is atrocious. I did not know how to smooth shade, so I would just do this. Which is something you'll see a lot with my early models. I didn't know how to smooth shade, so everything is just really polygonal. And like, not in a good way. This wasn't, the lampshade wasn't modeled, so it was smooth, but I didn't know how to do that in Blender. when making something like that light bulb. Didn't know how to do emissive maps either, so it just kind of looked like that. Or like opacity maps. I just sucked in general at modeling back then, and you'll see more of that later. Door. Don't know where this would have went. I think I originally did have plans for this to go somewhere, but I don't remember. I could crack open the editor because this is the only game. From now on, I have saved builds of all the games I'm doing developer commentaries on, so I might do like a little out of bounds thing afterwards just to make this a bit more interesting. Yeah. The lighting here is atrocious. This is, what the fuck is that? Like, come on. I need to actually look back at old footage and stuff to see if it was this bad or if it is my computer just like bugging out. Because that is concerning if it is my computer. No signal. Yeah, I think that's the Fortnite font or like something like that. I know it's not the logo, but I think that's a Fortnite font, which is kind of funny. I think I literally just pixelated a Fortnite font. Not much more to say about this really. It's just fine. It's not the best. It's not even good, but it's passable for someone who's like only a year or two into making games. Like you compare this to like Couch Simulator or something. The difference is astonishing. And by astonishing I mean like, oh, it's not, at least you know you actually made this. Wow. This is the Couch Simulator couch also. That's a reference, obviously. I actually if I wasn't thinking about Couch Simulator, I would have completely forgot about that. Not much more to say really. A lot of this is put together in Pro Builder and not in Blender. Like pretty much all of this actually. Yeah. Shrugs. I don't know. I just said shrugs out loud. Let's go outside. I was quite proud of this transition. I never knew how to do it before, and this is how I learned. Today is December 25th. It's Christmas Day. I should celebrate. I need a tree, some lights, and other decorations. I should be able to drive out and get them. Okay. I do like this establishing shot. I think this in this whole environment is quite good. And when I say I think this is good, I mean like for the standards that we're talking about here, like what I was capable of and what I could have done. If I criticize something, it's usually because I think I just could have done better at the time. But I think it's genuinely alright. Again, all of these are done, I believe, in Pro Builder. Like, not many models are done here. All of this is Pro Builder, actually, looking at it. That is insane. I did not know how to model for shit. Speaking of, this is where we start to see the free assets come in. There's a lot of free assets in this game, and it was literally just because I don't know. I don't know why I did that, actually. I think I just wanted to get something out quickly, and I just felt like trying to use free assets, and it doesn't work. I mean, this is, like, fine, but, like, you compare the textures of everything else, which is, like, the art style of this game is generally flat colors and, like, one texture compared to this, which is, like, a very professionally made low poly car. I don't know. I just don't think it works. Oh, you got the bin. Stay away. Another free asset car. The rest of these assets I think I made myself, but just the cars at the minute are the only things I didn't make. I made that sign in Pro Builder, actually. Yeah, I still was using Pro Builder. That was kind of crazy. And the name of this town is Wimwood Dawn. And I tended to, like, whenever I was naming stuff back in the day, which I am still prolifically bad at naming things, like the town in Void of Meaning, which is the game I'm working on at the minute, is called Reverie Ridge. Like, I'm bad at naming things, but at least I came up with Reverie Ridge, because Wimwood Dawn was generated not by AI, but like on a name a town in your book website, and I just gave it information. I think I was like, oh, just town in England, which I guess this game takes place in England. I really never thought about it, but yeah, it takes place in England. I don't really know what that adds at all. It just takes place in England. Average day in the UK. It actually makes sense that it takes place in England now. It looks like it, but yeah, I just put in like random town name and it came up with Wimwood Dawn. I'm gonna walk a bit this way to see what I can find. Can you sprint? You can't sprint. Okay. Can I crouch? No. Can I do anything? Is there any fun allowed in this game? So copy pasted bushes. These were the first trees I ever made. They're all right, I guess. There's the wall. I'm quite proud of this effect. The road doesn't actually stretch on for that long. At least I don't think it does. I can check it out in editor. But the props along the way do get smaller to make it look like it's going far. It doesn't really work with the telephone poles, but it works with the buildings, I think. Yeah, that's about it. You got the mountains in the background, which are 3D modeled. I don't know why. I didn't know how to do them. It was the best I could do, I guess. Just kind of looking around now to see if I can find like anything at all. Nope, no fun allowed. Oh, I broke out of the game. Nice. Awesome programming. Oh no, that was just like a weird, but okay, whatever. This is the house. I'm surprised I actually like accounted for the architecture. Yeah, there you go. Of the house. Like it actually kind of fits where everything would be. Let's get out of here. This is kind of boring. Not much to see. Press E to drive. That sucked. Couldn't have done anything. I need to find a good Christmas tree, and I didn't get to read the rest. Nice. There's no occlusion culling, and there's like 400 trees here. Surprised this is running well. Because one thing I ran into, like an issue of Void of Meaning, is copy pasting trees like this. It would tank the game's frame rate. So I'm trying to work out that right now, but so I'm surprised this ran well. I guess this game just sucked that bad, and this is only like a plane, whereas Void of Meaning trees are a lot higher quality. What is this? A bench dedicated to Sandra. That is my grandmother, I think. I believe, anyways. When was this public? No, okay. I was gonna say she died like around this time, but no, she didn't. No, she absolutely did not. It was ages ago. I don't know why I did that. That's a bit weird old me, but you know, whatever. You got a tent. You got a fire with something in it. A tent, a sign of life in a world without any. Shut up, bro. Shut up. This is not. I was trying to explore like being cool and like doing new stuff, but like I will cut myself a break. Like I'd never done anything like this before, but like shut up, man. You're wandering around in the forest. This is a log cabin. A very terribly modeled log cabin. Again, all in Pro Builder. Most models in this game, if they are done by me, they're done in Pro Builder because I wanted to save time. I guess we'll go in here. We went to the bunker down here. This is supposed to be a scary area, but I didn't add any ambience, so there's nothing. It's too dark to see that way. I actually do not remember what happens down here, so I don't know. I guess this part of the game could be quite unnerving, but I don't recall I added like anything scary. I added the flashlight, so you'd have to turn around when you picked it up, but I think I can just easy, yeah. Wow, I forgot to turn off the shadow on the flashlight. Rookie mistake. Cut that out. I'm not saying. I never do not have it on record that I said rookie mistake. Oh no, you can go this way through here. Here you got the pipes and stuff. I think those are just taken from. Yeah, they're taken from Outpost. That's taken from Outpost. It's from Job Well Done. I was considering giving the player a gun. In fact, I really can't remember, but I think originally you were supposed to have a gun in the game, but you couldn't really do anything with it, so I didn't add it. Is that a bug? No, it's not. It just looks like that. Okay. These are all assets from Outpost, I'm pretty sure. Yep, every single one of these. Holy shit, okay. We got the axe now. Again, the flashlight and the hand and the axe are all free models. The trees are free models. You can turn off and on the flashlight, that's kinda cool. Oh, there's a tree. The perfect tree. And now you just kind of walk back. Yeah, nothing much really happens outside of that. Let me think. No, I can't really say anything more interesting about this scene. I don't know why I added this. I don't know. I guess I had to have a scene where you find a Christmas tree, so you go and get this Christmas tree. Whoopee. Why didn't the character go and get an axe beforehand? Don't worry about it. Let's put the tree on the car. Yep. And then, yep, you can see the car has the tree on it now. It's kind of a nice detail. We need to get food. Food and decoration needed. Wow, great parking lot design. City safe. We don't sell real meat. So this is where it came from. Yes, I remember now. City save has been like a long running like thing in my games. It's in every game I've made, even like it's in the newer ones and stuff like that. There's usually a mention of city save. It's just a generic shop. It's like Walmart, or like the logo specifically is supposed to be like Asda, which we have in the UK. City safe, we don't sell real meat. You got the air that is so terrible. That's from Job Well Done. I'm pretty sure that model. A lot of these are from Job Well Done. Including the actual brand City Save. It is also actually from Job Well Done. I just forgot while recording. I forgot a lot while recording actually. Like this is this is the most I've ever had to edit a developer commentary because I was just so out of it whenever I was recording. Oh, we got the physics-based shopping trolleys. I don't know why I added these, but I felt like I needed to. These dumpsters. Guess what game they're from? It's Job Well Done. Yay. These are funny. I don't really know why I added these. These shopping carts were also done in Pro Builder, I'm pretty sure, which is pretty impressive because they look like nice models, honestly. Or like for my standards back then, these models are insane. But yeah, these are done in Pro Builder, I'm pretty sure, which is insane. Sorry, we are closed, but the window's been shattered. So I quite like this environment. Fun fact about this environment, it was originally a lot lighter. But due to a light baking due to a light baking error, whenever I tried to play the scene once, it was like completely dark like this, and I was like, wait, it's fire actually. And so I saw this, and I actually liked how it looked a lot more, so I changed it to this. I think it looks fine. You got the hanging TV there. I don't really have much more to say on that. It's abandoned supermarkets, whoa. And you're looking around here for food on the shelves. Wow, there's really nothing here. Can I see that again? No. All of the dialogue in this game is on trigger, but once you leave the trigger, it removes the dialogue and it never comes back, so it's a bit annoying. This food looks good. I guess the only food. You got the boarded up back area of the store. This is when I was starting to pay more attention to the details of a scene, make everything look a bit like a real place, or at least have some sort of thought put into it. I'm still trying to work that out today, but whatever. And then up here we can grab these banners. So you cut those free and jump down here. I'm actually I just remembered something about the ending. There's copyrighted music in this game. Well, it wasn't copyrighted at the time, but now it's copyrighted, so I don't know. Will that like get this video stricken? I'm not sure. Well, I guess we'll have to find out. So let's get out of here. Penny Records. Can make a stop here. Maybe they'll have some music I could listen to, and other musical formats. That's not a name of a shop. That cannot be. That's not how shops are named. But whatever. Maybe it is how shops are named. Guys, leave a comment below. Is this how shops are named? Yeah, I don't mind this. I think the outside looks quite good, actually. Pretty cool looking little area. It's got the things. I think we're done in Pro Builder. Again, I really mauled the shit out of everything in Pro Builder. This place is empty. Maybe there's something in the back. Now, I could put a tape in here. This is one of the only models I actually did originally for this game. I don't know. It's really bad. I don't know what else to say. This is when I didn't know how to use Substance Painter at the time, and I wasn't using flat color, so I was literally exporting UV maps, putting green textures over them, and then putting an image over them, and then putting them in Pixelator. Which again, okay, I saw the page again today. Holy shit! I did not know. I just want to say, like, hey, I use that tool a lot, purely for pixelating images, and it's an amazing tool. It's really good. That does not mean I like the guy who made it. Okay, that does not mean I support the guy who made it, or you know what he's doing. He didn't kill anyone or anything like that, but it's kind of like there's like a oh whenever you open the page. I just want to make the statement again. I had nothing to do with that. Leave me alone. That is not me. I literally I downloaded the tool before he converted the page into that. So yeah, but I use that tool a lot, and so all of these textures are done in Pixelator. And even though I don't particularly appreciate the guy using his itch.io page to rally for his political ideologies, let's just say, I do appreciate that he made this tool for free and let people use it for free, and like for free provided they met certain criteria and stuff like that. So that was a cool thing, and I'm very appreciative of this tool, Pixelator, and I use it. I do not like the guy who made it, but I don't know. I can't really say much more than that. Anyways. This I don't. What do you want me to say about this area? Look at it. Like what? Oh, I have to put my design insights into this. No, I guess there were stairs down here originally where you go into the basement. But I think I just moved that part to the forest. And so you just kind of find this sitting on a box here. You got this tape, like the wind. I think you can tell where this is going. So I really wanted to use the song Like the Wind, or it was called that at the time. It was like a Lost Media song. I really wanted to use that in this game. I just like the vibe of it, and I still like the vibe of it. Problem is, it's not like Lost Media, or like, you know, like people find out who made it and they copyrighted it now. So I don't know if I can play this, but you know, let's try it. It's a banger. So we take the tape player with us. We go in the car, and then we got the driving scene. I haven't seen the snow in years again. Just shut up, man. Like, I did look. Like, I'm not saying I could have done better. Like, everyone has to start somewhere when they're writing, but just like, shut up, man. You know. I haven't seen the snow in years. You'll probably be the only person to ever see this snow. This part's a bit interesting. It becomes apparent now. The only thing you wanted to ignore, a fact that horrifies you. This is something my little brother would write. This is a fact that horrifies you. A fact that also comforts you. You come to terms with it. You're probably, no, definitely the last person left. 120 billion or more people, and you are the one that they all watch. It frightens you to think about. It frightens you to think about. You're the last one. You win. Now it's time to enjoy the reward. The reward of nothing. Nothing to find, nothing to see, nothing. And you sort of enjoy that fact in a sense. I think this monologue is very reminiscent. Like, imagine if the Iron Lung monologues and stuff like that were really badly written. This is kind of what that is. Green font and all. Which Iron Lung was the game that kind of got me to start making games. So I don't. Like, I guess it's apparent. Everything I make has Iron Lung in it in some capacity. Nothing to be scared of, nothing to hate, nothing to hide from. You're alone for better or for worse, but today's different. What you're going to do is ensure you aren't alone even for a night. You know that there will be people looking down on you. You know that this may well be the last Christmas day ever, so you'll make it one to remember. So I wanted to make, I think, looking back on it now, this is definitely, like, I wanted to make a jolly Christmas game about the spirit of Christmas, but also make it an edgy horror game. And I think that kind of worked. Holy fucking FPS. We're getting, like, I'm getting 60, but, like, it dropped a second. That is crazy. There is really something wrong on my computer. Like, this ran completely fine on my shitbox of the old computer. So I need to get that checked out. But I wanted to make a game about the Christmas spirit, but also make it like very lonely and edgy and stuff like that. I think I kind of succeeded in that, but I'm not sure. So you plant your stuff down. You get your texture, your shitty texture boombox. You get your tree with the, what does that even say on it? Something. City save 50% off. Wow, that was done in MS Paint. You can see that. I don't really have much more to say about the scene. The scene looks weirdly high fidelity, with like the mesh of the terrain, because that week in tech, I just learned how to do terrain in Unity. They just taught us how to do that. So I was like, holy moly, I gotta use this. And then I used it, and it looks really uncanny because I didn't turn down the height map resolution. But whatever. I don't know. This game really had like not much to say about it, honestly. Like it just kind of is what it is, and there's not much more to that. Oh, found an error. The tree doesn't have shadows. Unfortunate. As you look at the fire and sit down on a log, you know billions of people are there with you. It's just that they aren't able to make it right now. That's kind of a good line. That's actually pretty good. Again, for the standards of this game, that is actually pretty good, in my opinion. And so you run it over again. I've been saying this a lot. I'm gonna download the Brain Games thing on the DS. I'm gonna get that on the DS, and I'm literally gonna play that, because my literacy and like maths rate is just like skyrocketed straight down the past few months. I need Doctor whatever his name was to help me immediately. This very well may be the last Christmas ever. You got everything: trees, decorations, music. And now I want to say the famous line, but you've nobody to say it to. You have nobody to say it to, so say it to nobody. Oh shit! Okay. And then it plays the song, and then you get to see all the assets that I stole. Not stole, they were free. And the thing about this credits scene is that I still didn't know how to do text in Unity at the time, or at least like fonted text with a font. I don't know what you call it, but like I didn't know how to do that at the time. So this is just an image. this title sequence is just an image, which is pretty funny. Car models, GG, but live trees. Yeah, I mean, shout out to these people, I guess, because I wouldn't have been able to make the game without them. Sorry for using your assets in such a shitty game. Okay, I am being too harsh on myself. The game is interesting, at the very least. It is interesting. And it's a stepping stone, etc. I really want to... This is one of the only games I actually do want to make a sequel to, or remake of, or something like that. Because I think there is a lot of potential in the concept. I just don't think I executed it well, but it's not like Simple Sewings where I'm like, I'm just never touching that. I can't do that. There is something here, and I wanna do this again someday. And there's the also I'm not making a sequel to Outpost 58, as if anyone was asking more than like 2 people. I didn't know how to fade out the music either, so I think it just stops. Yeah. And then you've got a really bad sun and a default Unity skybox, but it's nice. It's showing that the sun is kind of coming up. Those textures, though, oh my god, oh, wow, that is a texture indeed, for sure. One of the textures ever made. And then the game ends. Does the credits just do that again? Yeah. Okay. Well, that's it then. Now, for the first time in this series, I could have done it with Outpost 58, actually. I do have the files for that. I just didn't because there's not really much to see. For the first time in this series, I can actually pull the game files off of GitHub, and I should actually be able to open the project right now and like show behind the scenes and stuff, which might be quite fun. While this is downloading, this was one of the only games I made that I like updated like fairly late on into its life, I'm pretty sure. What is this? Whoa, wait, what is it? This is job well done textures. Why is this here? Food fumble. That has to be AI generated. No way. No, not the textures, but I mean the name Food Fumble. Are you fucking kidding me? I definitely was like a stupid child. I was like, ChatGPT, can you make me a funny food name? What a pussy move. Real idiots make their again. I wouldn't do that now. I've learned all my lessons fairly early on, thankfully. I don't use AI anymore. That's the whole point of me making Void of Meaning, is to prove that I can make a game without anything like that at all. Okay, I don't know if you can hear it. I said my computer was having issues. It's still like, I don't know what's going on with it. It is chugging trying to open this. I don't know what is going on in Merry Christmas Nobody files, but it's like, holy. It finally loaded and there's nothing here. Where is everything? What? Oh, this is a mess. This is such a mess. Why is everything just here? Why is the robot here? Whatever. Scenes. Credits ending for. I'm just checking through. Did I like add this extra one? No. I don't know where or what I was doing here. Let's go to the house. Let's go to the main menu actually. That'll go first. Here's the main menu. Oh, it is lit. Oh dear, it literally just loads the entire ending map. Oh, that is rough. Like a dog, because they say that. My computer. It's so low. Oh, because it's banking. What? No, stop. It was. I was like, why is my computer so loud? It was auto-generating a light map. Why? Why was it doing that? It's because this terrain's marked as static, so it's gonna try and back a light map automatically. Whoops. Here we've got the all the models and stuff. We got wow, all your favorite things. You've got the warning there. No, I don't know. There's not much more to see. You can see Art of Bounds. It's literally just. It's just the ending map, the entire thing loaded. That's annoying. That's really bad optimization. Okay, what about the house? Let's see. Let's answer the. Oh, this is the skybox outside the house. I made this, and then it was like, this looks garbage. I'm not using this, and then I didn't use it. So, like, it's only in this one scene, I suppose. Now let's have a look inside the house. Let me get rid of that. That big thing there is the canvas for the camera. That's how I used to downscale the camera before I used the shader. So we just remove that, and there we go. Is there anything funny outside out of bounds? Not really. You've got stuff sticking through, but like, that's not. What the fuck? Why is that there? There's just a gun here. What is that? Why is that there? Okay, and here's the supposed extra room. I did actually plan out the space for it, but there was nothing there. What is this? That's it. Shelf. Yeah, well, there you go. You can have a look around. Turn on the lighting so you can see what it actually looks like. That was really surprising though. There's just I don't know what that was for. I don't know why I put that there. That gun model was made for Job Well Done, by the way. I forgot to mention that. It's a gun in Job Well Done. It was a gun in Job Well Done. Yeah, that's pretty much all that's interesting here. What is that? Oh, it's the object! It's the object! Wow, I forgot about him. Sorry, I haven't hidden the object in a game in ages. That's awesome. I forgot he was like a thing. It's the object. Do you remember the object? That's awesome. Do we have an outside? Where's the outside? Oh, yeah, it's called Outside House. That would make sense, actually. Here we go. Let me just see with that. Here's outside the house. Yeah, here's the effect I was talking about. Like these things just kind of get really small the further away I get. I can just teleport the player over here and show you. Get some of that. Will this load? Will this compile? Yeah. As you can see, these are just they're just very small houses and stuff. I think the effect was fine on the houses, but not on these. I don't think it worked very well. The actual road does extend very, very far. Let's see, can I bring the player? Anyways. So if you were to, oh, that's fun. You can see the clipping boundaries. Let me just turn those up in the camera so you can, clipping planes 2000, just to, there we go. So now that won't happen anyway. But that's fun. Here you can see like the 3D mountains I was talking about. And there's the road on the other side too. There's nothing here at all. Let's look inside some places. Oh yeah, this one of these trees is just, maybe I removed it because it was a bit, no, yeah, here it is. This tree with like another branch growing out of it is just, it just is another short tree, which is kind of genius actually. I didn't have to make a new tree model. I think it actually worked really well. I did not realize it for a second, but yeah, this tree has another tree glued to it, which is awesome. The Wimbledon sign, yeah, it's made in, what do you call it? It's made in ProBuilder, that's it. No, it wasn't actually. This is another editing correction. It was made in Blender, and then I put it in Unity and pressed the ProBuilderize button. So it has all the features of being a ProBuilder object, but it was made in Blender actually. This video's in shambles. But it has an interact thing. I didn't know you could interact with it. Let's go have a look at that. Fuck's sake, I home sweet home. Shut up. This is car, Tyler. A car in pristine condition. Forgot to check the haven't gotten any meal in a while. I wonder why. That's it. Okay, I think that's all the stuff we missed. What was the next one? The forest? Right, forest? Yeah, there we go. Good God, can we get rid of the fog? It's so annoying. Thank you. There we go. Now we can see the scene without the fog. And see how, just garbage it looks. These hills are made with ProBuilder. Everything's made with ProBuilder. It is crazy how much this game relies on ProBuilder. Is there anything in the... Can I just disable the trees? This hierarchy is amazing, by the way. No regard for anything. Let's just... Yeah, there we go. Goodbye, trees. What is this? What? Why are there stairs here? This must be a reference to that creepypasta, Stairs in the Woods. Well, it's not called Stairs in the Woods, it's called I'm a Search and Rescue Officer, but one of the stories is called, or is about stairs being in the woods. That must be it, but why is that there? Why did I put that there? Other than that, yes, that is all the... What is this? Okay, there's a lot of stuff that, I failed to interact with somehow. Like you saw, I tried to interact with that stuff. Let me bring the player over to these places. And let's see what we got. Is there anything outside of bounds, by the way? At all, before I do this? Nope. That is, what you see is what you get, really. So this is like the edgy ass line, yeah. And this one has the same, right? Long extinguished campfire. That's it. Okay, well, great. What if we move the character over to the stairs? I'm really curious as to what the stairs have to say. Like, how do I justify them being there? Stairs? Yeah. Yeah, that was my reaction. It's crazy. Let's go to the forest at night. Let's actually not, because it's the exact same map. Like 1 for 1 actually. So we'll not really look at that. There's nothing new. Let's go to the bunker. The bunker. I could have made that a lost pattern, but it's not. I like sneaking lost into my game. I think it's funny. Yeah, I don't know. There's nothing going on here. Nothing interesting, really. Is there anything that advances at all? Not really. Okay, let's go to the supermarket. Is it? What is that called? Outside house, post credits, record store. Oh, shop. Yeah, makes sense. Here's City Save. While I was editing, I looked up City Save because I realized if I used like generators and stuff to get names for stuff back then, like Food Fumble, for example, it was like AI or whatever. If I used it to name stuff back then it like, did it steal City Saves from somewhere? And it did. It stole the name City Save from this place, which means I've named a place in like a lot of my games a place that is like a dystopian supermarket after whatever these guys are probably dystopian too. But I've taken the name City Save from these people. And I looked it up. They were founded in 1988, so it definitely just stole City Save from them, and I don't really know what to do now. I guess I'll just have to change it in future, which is annoying because it's referenced in like a lot of things. It's in pretty much everything I've made since. It's in Merry Christmas Nobody. It's in Call of the Deep and Sheet Metal and Job Well Done, and Museum of Digital Memories. And I thought it would be like a cool running thing, but I just can't do that now because I just realized it's like a copyrighted name, so I'll have to change the name in future things, which is annoying because I had it planned for for other games I was making. So let this be a lesson to anyone out there doing creative stuff. Even if the name's really bad, make sure you've come up with it yourself, because like this is what happens when you use like, oh well, use this website and we'll help you name this thing in your story. This is what happens. Now I have to get rid of this. Here's City Save. This is what it was originally supposed to look like the color scheme before it got turned into that. But let me turn the fog back on. Actually, let's not for now. This is City Save. There's 3 more Job Well Done air conditioners there, if you were curious. This corner turns to the void, and similarly this corner does too. Got the 3 identical dumpsters. Okay, no, they had the garbage is changing around inside of it. Thank God my immersion is saved. But yeah, here we go. Look, these trolleys are made in Pro Builder. It's kind of impressive. They look quite nice. For my standards back then, by the way, I could make a better trolley now. Not. These are actually the best trolleys ever made by any human being ever. So, and what's crazy is actually NASA confirmed that these are the best shopping trolleys ever. Do these shards of glass have anything? No. Oh, they have the same material as, they have the same texture as the rug from the start, the blue rug on the floor at the start of the game. It's kind of funny. Okay, now we have like these spiky mountains here. They're the exact same as the other ones. Oh, they don't even have textures. That's kind of funny. Because they're so far away and obscured by the fog, and you'll never get to them. The fog just coats them in brown, but they actually have no textures at all. This is just the default texture. They have Z fighting and everything. The scene labeled mountain, I'm pretty sure, which isn't actually... Yeah, mountain isn't actually the mountain. And it is just this road for a very, very, very long time. Like, a very long time. Let me turn off the fog to show you. It is just a very long road that the car drives along, because I didn't know how to make it loop. So I just made it go on for like 10 minutes. Not 10, it's more like 5, but still. The car just drives along, and here's the car. You actually are inside the car. You get to see the hood of the car. The only thing I've added are these like little support beams here. So whenever the camera's angled like that inside, it looks like you're actually in the car. Because you're inside the car, some of the features disappear from it. That's about it. Other than that, it's exactly what it is. You're inside the car and you're driving. I guess I can show you what the animation looks like, because that might be fun. So the car isn't actually moving, as you can see. It's the world itself is moving. Which is why the snow doesn't move. Because the car is stationary, it's not moving. I can move it back and forth, it's not doing anything. We're nearly there. So, and this scene is called Mountain because originally the mountain was a very long scene, and this would be you climbing up the mountain. and I cut it not for time or anything. I was just too lazy. As you can, like, this game did not have a lot of effort put into it. If you couldn't tell, like, barely anything went into this. It was very much a 2-week experiment. But it turned out as it did. Where's the actual scene then? Ending, is that it? Ending is the actual ending. Which we've already looked at this scene. There's nothing out of bounds or anything. Not really, nope. I guess we can see post-credits then. There it is. This is what the post-credit scene looks like. Exactly the same. Here's your 2D shitty sun that I did in pixel art, their website. And it says this is the default Unity sky. Amazing. Yeah. Last thing I do want to show before I close this. What is ending mono? Oh, ending monologue. Why didn't I call it that? Whatever. Outside house, post credits. Where is it again? Credits. I'm sorry. I'm really tired. It's been a day. Yeah. Here's the credits. Let me play out the credits and let me show you that this is literally just. This is just a long image. Oh, that's weird. Wait. The credits play faster in the editor for some reason. That's weird. But yeah, this is just literally just a long image that comes up. Okay, so this part I am just re-recording this, but like I am dead serious. This like last part where I'm doing like the final conclusion on the game, like actually just unusable. I don't know what, I was really tired and like babbling. It was crazy. There are also a few things I did find in the files, some interesting things, but not that many really. You've got the actual texture I used for the boombox before it was will it work? No. Before it was pixelated like that. I don't know what this cloud image is, but I do remember I used it for the cover art for the game on Spotify. So I think this is just literally a picture of the skybox. There's this image here, which is the original background for the page, which is when I was doing like a stylization and graphics test for the game. Which is where the spiky mountains came from, and like that old background, the old skybox came from. There's that, I guess, and then I updated the game's background to be the one it is currently. There was this skybox. I tried painting the skybox myself. It looks ugly as hell, and that's why I didn't use it. There's just like a bunch of HD textures before they got pixelated. There's the city. The City Save one has like no difference at all. Here's proof that I actually did make the Wynwood Dawn sign in Blender. Here's the actual skybox unpixelated, which is kind of cool, and that's what it looks like without the pixelation HD. There's the logo before and after being pixelated. Just a bunch of stuff like that. There was one thing in the sound files for the game. There's this chop sound. That was supposed to play in the game whenever you hit the tree, like pick up the tree, you cut it down with the axe. But for some reason I didn't understand the concept of when you get rid of an object not there anymore. So I was really confused as like to what I was supposed to do whenever you cut down the tree, but the tree can't make a being cut down noise anymore because the tree is gone. So I was like, what do I do? So I just didn't put it's either in the game and it doesn't work, or I removed it. That can show you like the mentality that was going into this game. Like I just didn't put the full effort in. Oh, this is kind of. This is the This is the text document I wrote the script in. I think there's nothing. I spelled definitely wrong. I spelled absolutely wrong. I made this game in Windows 10, so it didn't have a spell check on the notepad. And credits.txt is just the credits. Oh, okay. Another thing. The credits song was called "Life in a World Without Any," but I changed it to just be "Merry Christmas Nobody" main theme for Spotify because other like, fucking, because that's what DistroKid wants. I'm genuinely gonna start looking into just publishing music myself without using DistroKid because they have such like strict rules. I can't call the album Merry Christmas Nobody soundtrack and have the song be called Life in a World Without Any. No, it just has to be called Merry Christmas Nobody theme. Great. Anyways, back to the conclusion. That was Merry Christmas Nobody, my Christmas horror thing I made in like 2 weeks, 2 years ago, about you being the last person on Earth at Christmas time. I want to revisit the concept, maybe do a sequel or something like that someday. Which is ironic because it was spawned out of like spite for not wanting to make a sequel to Outpost 58. One thing about it actually though is that you could retroactively consider it a sequel to Outpost 58. I didn't really think about this at the time. I came up with this theory on my own. It's not is it a headcanon? I don't know if it's that. I won't confirm it or deconfirm it, but I kind of had like this idea in my head that this game could actually be an actual sequel to Outpost 58, in the sense that like in Outpost 58 it's implied that you end a world or like start some sort of outbreak, and this game, funny enough, is a post-apocalypse where you're the last person left after something happened. To be honest, I never really thought about what happened. I only thought about what was happening in the story and not what had happened before the story, which I should have thought about a bit more, but it doesn't matter. So this could technically be a sequel to Outpost 58 if you want. It can be a headcanon. This is the world after the Outpost 58 virus broke loose or whatever. I don't know how that explains like how it looks more like Fallout, like nuclear bombs, but like could have been a long time. I don't know. But yeah, I don't mind this game. It's like a stepping stone. It's a stepping stone like Outpost 58. I said at the start of the video that I think this is way better than Outpost 58. I'm actually I might take that back. I think I like Outpost 58 more looking back on it. I still like this, but it's like not as good as I remember it being. And like I don't remember it being very good, so you know. It had cool themes. I want to revisit it, but I I don't know. I'll put it on par with Outpost 58. So here's the tier list. I'll put it beside Outpost 58. You could interchange these as to which one's better, but for now I'm putting it behind Outpost 58. Yeah, I just think this is more concise. It doesn't waste your time, and it's more technically competent. This was trying to do something a bit more experimental and bigger than Outpost 58, but this small format ultimately worked better, I think. Yeah, I'm not like spiteful towards this game or anything. I just kind of don't care. It is very much one of my laziest games possible, and it kind of represents not my worst era, but like one of my worst eras at the like so far going through game development, where I was kind of like pumping them out, no regard for putting in the effort, which is what I'm doing now, or at least I hope I am. Like as you saw, I just use name generators and stuff to give me names, or I would like use AI to write scripts, which I was still doing up to this point, or I would use scripts for code, by the way, not writing. I did write all of it myself, or like using AI for like naming places and stuff like that. And like this game is a good example of why no one should do that. Why you should stop doing that, because it very much sticks out in this game. There is a concept here that is really cool, but it's undermined by laziness. Ultimately, using free models, using like AI and generators and like shortcuts and stuff like that. And that's why I probably like Outpost 58 better, because most of Outpost 58 was my idea, and it speaks to me a lot more compared to this, where this was kind of just like I just did it because I wanted to make another game, not because I actually really wanted to make this. I obviously, you know what I mean. Like I didn't not want to make this, but I don't know. It doesn't speak to me as much as the other ones. It's not. it's not very me. Which everything we've played up until this point, even the bad ones have been very me. This one isn't as bad as the other ones, but it's very not me in some places. So yeah, that's why I'd put it below Outpost 58. That's about it really. And remember, oh,